Hello everyone and welcome back to my FPL data driven channel. My name is Jamal and I'm going to do a full comprehensive analysis for game week 3. Let's get to it. So looking at Chelsea versus Fulham, we can see Chelsea had a very decent week for game week 2. They've scored 5 goals against West Ham, so they smashed West Ham 5-1, and they even played away, so they are in a very, very good form. On the other hand, Fulham had drew against Manchester United at home. So if I look at Chelsea's Pedro scoring quite a lot of goals. He's got 17 points overall. He had a really good past game week. Is he going to continue that form? Possibly, yes. Casado, Enzo, they've racked up 13 points. Had 8 points. Chalobah, Cucurella is 5 points. So to me, looking at how Chelsea's performed over the past 2 weeks, I would say, and plus the fact that they're playing home, I would say they are likely to win this game. They're definitely likely to score. So I would actually maybe potentially invest in Chelsea defense. And Pedro is owned by more than 50% of people, so most likely a lot of people have. He's been selected 57%. So nearly most of the people have Pedro in their team. Looking at the next team match, Man United versus Burnley. Now, Man United hasn't been performing well, which is a shame because I am very hopeful for them, and I've invested some players from Manchester United as well. In the past 2 games, they've only scored 1 goal in comparison to 2 goals by Burnley. At the same time, Burnley's conceded 1 more goal compared to Man United. So they're a team that both Man United and Burnley are not a team where they're not a high scoring team. At the same time, they're a team that they've been conceding as well. So I wouldn't personally maybe invest in any of the defenders for those teams, because you're most likely to get -4. But if we see how they performed in game week 2, yep, it was just a 1 goal by Man United, and Burnley actually won against Sunderland. So looking at the players, let's have a look at Burnley. Burnley actually did very well. The team did really well. Ekdal, he got 9 points, 1 bonus point. Nolan, he did very good. He got 1 goal and 1 assist. Anthony, he did very well as well, 13 points. So they did very well actually. So if I was to compare both Burnley and Man United, you can see Man United is very red/orange. Burnley was red from game week 1, but they're green on game week 2. So going into the match, since Burnley are playing away, I would just say Burnley are in a better form in comparison to Man United, but I don't personally have any players from Burnley. So it looks like Burnley is likely to score, definitely, but they are likely to concede as well. So moving on to the next match, Sunderland versus Brentford. So the quick view, I can see Sunderland has scored 3 goals in the past 2 weeks, and Brentford scored 2, and Brentford has conceded 1 more goal compared to Sunderland. And if I look at the game week 2 results, Sunderland, where is Sunderland? Here. Okay, Sunderland lost 2-0 against Burnley, whilst Brentford won against Aston Villa. So looking at the team, I can see Brentford, the defenders have been getting very good points. So for game week 2, Coyote got 10 points, 2 bonus points. So He's been playing very good. Collins as well. He's been very good. And Dango, he got 13 points. So he scored 1 goal and he got 13 points. That's a lot of points. So he must have got some midfielding or defensive contribution points. So that's really good. So in comparison, Sunderland had a really terrible week. You could see the points are all 1, 2. Saka only got 4 points last game week, but game week 1 they did really well, and we all know what Ballard did with his goal on game week 1. So overall, Brentford versus Sunderland, or Sunderland versus Brentford, I predict there's going to be some goals in the game, and I would predict it's going to be a very evenly matched game, to be honest. Moving on to Spurs versus Bournemouth. Now, it was super shocking that Spurs beat Man City, and I personally left Spurs defenders and Vicario on the bench, and I missed out on the points. But it just shows how times have changed, and they're a team not to be messed with now. So I'm personally not benching them anymore. So Tottenham have scored 5 goals so far, Bournemouth 3, but Tottenham haven't conceded any goals yet. So I would definitely put some defenders and goalkeepers from Tottenham. I would hope and expect them to have a clean sheet. If they could go away at the Etihad and come away with a clean sheet, they're going to be very strong at home now, and I think the manager is very good. At the same time, out of those two teams, we can see Bournemouth is the only team that have conceded out of those two teams, and they've conceded quite a lot as well. 4 is a lot of goals, I would say. Looking at the player performance, okay, Spurs, look at that. They are like the highest form team at the moment. Last game week, the best player was Pelino. How do you say his name? Pelino. 11 points, 3 bonus points as well. Romero did well, and Vicario 9 points. He's been smashing it. So he needs to be in more people's teams. He's only selected 6%, which is not much at all. And they will be playing against who are they playing against? They're playing against Bournemouth. So let's have a look at Bournemouth. Bournemouth had a decent week actually. Tavernier, I like him. He scored a goal. He got 3 points. Who's this? Diakite. He got 10 points. Oh wow, that's a lot of points. So he must have got 2 extra points for defensive work. So overall, Tottenham versus Bournemouth, are definitely going to go for a Tottenham win, and a potentially a clean sheet from Tottenham as well. It's going to take a lot from Bournemouth to break Spurs. So that's a fixture, an easy fixture to invest in, I would say. Wolves versus Everton. Now this is quite amazing actually, because Everton are doing very well. They're not exactly doing very well, but they're playing against a team that is conceding a lot. So Wolves hasn't scored any goals at all this league. Wolves hasn't scored any goals so far, but they've conceded 5 goals. That's a lot of goals conceded. And then if we look at Everton had 78 points in total. They're playing with 3 defenders only. So both games they only had 3 defenders. So they've got a lot of attacking intent by the looks of it. Grealish has outperformed. He's been shining. 11 points on his first game for Everton. Smashing. Pickford, look at him. How on earth did he get 15 points? How did he get 15 points in one game? That's crazy. Yeah, Everton's been playing really good. At the same time, you can see Wolves is all red. They've got a total of 19 points only for the entire team in the last game week, and 18 points only in the week before, game week 1. So personally, that's another easy fixture to invest in, and I would invest in Everton. The best players to invest for Everton, I would say, you can see they've got Tarkowski. He's been selected 7% of the time. He's been very good. Pickford, Tarkowski, and Grealish is someone to he's worth a punt. 5% owned only. Anyways, moving on to Leeds versus Newcastle. I watched Newcastle's match against Liverpool yesterday. That was crazy. But we can see overall, Leeds haven't been able to find the net as much. They've only scored once, but they've conceded 5 times. So that's the same amount of goals as Wolves. At the same time, Newcastle haven't found their rhythm yet. So I'm not 100% sure. This is not a very clear fixture for me to come up with a strategy. But at the same time, let's see. They lost 3-2, and Leeds lost 5-0. That's crazy. They lost 5-0 against Arsenal. Leeds only got 15 points. That's crazy. Okay, Leeds have lost 5 points, 5 goals. They conceded 5 goals, so they'd be very down and they'd want to prove themselves. Livramento is someone who's been playing very good, but if we look at the previous game, Newcastle only got 33 points in total for the entire team. Bruno's got 6 points only. There's not much I can say from this game, so I won't comment as much. The Brighton versus Man City. Okay, Man City was very disappointing in the previous game, but with Man City, they've already apparently they've bought Donnarumma, so they're getting rid of the goalkeeper so quickly after one poor game. But if we look at the data, Brighton have conceded 3, Man City's conceded 2, so nothing really sets them apart much. Let's have a more detailed look. Player performance. Brighton was very poor last game week. 18 points only overall, whereas Man City 20 as well. They've had a really bad week. Ait Nouri, my defender, he's injured, I think, so he's not going to be playing for a while. But if we look at previous season, so this data is for the 2024-2025 season, and this data is basically from game week 38. So if we look at last season's data, we can see that Man City and Brighton had a 42% home win percentage win ratio, whilst Man City had a 42% away win ratio. So it's exactly equal in terms of scoring. Brighton actually scored a lot more goals than Man City by the end of last season, game week 38. And so it actually looks like a very evenly matched team. But to summarize, I would say I don't have much to say, to be honest. I am confident Man City is going to bounce back, so I expect Man City to score. Who's the best player out of the in Man City so far, based on both game weeks? This guy here, Reinders, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's been good. Haaland might bounce back. He's been playing. He hasn't played amazing yet, but we'll have to see. I think he's going to be very good, this guy. Clerky. So we'll see what happens. Moving on, Nottingham Forest, West Ham. Now this is a fixture that I would invest in, and you can see all these fire emojis here. So Nottingham Forest scored 4 goals. West Ham scored only 1 goal out of the 2 game weeks. This is a really big data to keep an eye out on. 8 goals conceded by West Ham in comparison to 2. So we can see 80% of the scoring share is by Nottingham Forest, and 80% of the conceding share, if we were to add both of the teams' goals conceded together and then divide it between them, 80% of them is from West Ham. Now we based on the data, we can see Nottingham Forest are most likely to win. And if we look at the team performance with Nottingham Forest, they haven't really had an amazing game week 2. Hudson-Odoi actually got 10 points, which is not bad at all. Game week 1 they only got 51 points. I know Chris did quite well. Chris Wood, they did very well, but overall they've been pretty average, to be completely honest with you. But they are playing against West Ham, who are very, very poor defensively and attacking. So just on that reason alone, I would invest potentially in Nottingham Forest defenders and potentially a good attacker, whether it's Chris Wood is the best bet, to be honest. Okay, 2 more fixtures. So Arsenal versus Liverpool versus Arsenal. That's going to be a very nice match to watch. We can see Liverpool and Arsenal have been scoring a lot of goals, 7 goals and 6 goals. So that's a very good goal scoring record. At the same time, Liverpool have conceded 4 and Arsenal haven't conceded any at all. So that's a very interesting stat. Arsenal have been very good defensively, Liverpool haven't. And I've got Kirkers, and I haven't got any points, barely any points from Kirkers, so I'm quite disappointed with him, and I might just get rid of him. But if we look at Arsenal, look at that. Arsenal made the most points, yes, last game week. So they made 94 points. Jurrian Timber, he smashed it. 24 points for a defender. That's crazy. He scored 2 goals and assisted 1. Madness. This guy's been doing very well. He's owned by 7.2% of the people. Okay, so they are really good investment, these 2 here. At the same time, Saka's did okay. A lot of people have captained him. And this guy has been smashing goals and he did very well. So, and at the same time, Liverpool's defense has been so bad, it's unbelievable. But some of the players he's been really good. He's been smashing it. So overall, I think in this match, definitely it's not going to be I don't see it being a 0-0 match. Definitely see goals. Definitely goals from Arsenal, goals from Liverpool. But Arsenal's defense is going to be tested here, so we will see how good the defense is. I do think Liverpool are going to score. They did find it did take a long time to score against Newcastle, but once they started scoring, they got into the rhythm. So definitely attackers from both teams is worth it. Arsenal defense is very good, but they will be tested. We'll see what happens. Final game, Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. Not much to see here. Only 1 goal between them. Conceding wise, only 2 goals between them as well. So I would say it's going to be another 0-0 match, to be honest. If we look at Aston Villa here, they had a really poor last game week, 24 points only. And Crystal Palace at 33. So Ismaila Sarr had 8 points. He scored 1 goal. Whereas Aston Villa, they haven't got into the rhythm yet, so I think it's going to be another 0-0 fixture. So this is my summary for Game Week 3. If you feel like you want some advice for your team selection, please tag me on any of the social medias. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.